Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I know. I can't even remember how to press a button. Here we go. All right, we're good.
Hey, it's my co-host Johnny
Hey,
Summers. Hey,
it's me, Johnny Summers, with the host, Mr. Scott Bowling.
yes. So listen, it's story time. I gotta tell you, I saw Toby Mac last Saturday, and I didn't know this. I thought I had floor seats, and I took Knox to his first show. That's his first show, and I said, I don't know how close I'm gonna get to this show. I mean, how close we're gonna get to the stage because he kept asking how far. I was like, I don't know. It just says floor, and we get there. And dude, I kid you not, man. You know when you show people the ticket and they're like, they hold the flashlight, you sit over there. This lady's like, follow me. So I was like, okay. So me and Knox are following her, and we go all the way up to the freaking stage. We counted 4 rows from the sold out arena at State Gaslight Arena, over there in Sugarloaf. I can't say it
Mm-hmm.
right. Something.
Is it gas
We were,
south?
yes, we were 4 rows, and 4 rows. I'm talking about 4 rows. They were tight rows. You know what I mean? Like we were right there right up there.
They were chugging
And
cords, and you could feel their sweat coming off and hit you right in the face.
exactly.
That
And I was trying to tell Knox after, I was like, dude, don't, like, my first show was not like that. So don't, the bar has risen, but don't expect that every single time. We're gonna get lawn next time, okay? And well, and Toby Mac gave Knox a fist bump,
sweet.
and Knox immediately came over to me, yelled in my ear, Toby Mac's got hairy knuckles. That's what he yelled in my ear.
Well, out of the mouths of babes or whatever, I'm sure he probably had some pretty hairy nucks.
I just immediately thought Robin Williams. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh,
And
that's
Crowder,
funny.
David, I've seen Crowder before in the past even at the Masquerade or the Tabernacle, but that dude man, he is huge now. I mean, he was
Yeah.
playing like let the chains break and everything. Like we used to play that at church, but I mean, you had a whole arena just like everything he was doing. I was like, man, dude, Crowder's gotten huge.
Well, he's kind of like that. Have you seen that cat, Brandon Lake? Have you seen him yet? He's like on
Uh-uh.
everything right now. And I feel like for the last maybe 5 or 6 years, it was like Crowder was on everything. So every major Christian hit or whatever,
Yeah,
Crowder
he
was
came
on.
from Passion, right? Yeah, like Louis Gigolo.
I I
Or
I can almost say with certainty, but I'd be lying if I'd said I knew for sure.
I always tied them together, but yeah, man, it was huge.
He's got a cool look. He had that like that indie folk rocker kind of thing.
And since he was on, I don't know if it was because he was on tour with Toby Mac, he had like the Jordans on, like he got to change stuff. He still had the ZZ Top look from he still had that long beard,
Yeah.
but
Well, I don't know how old he is, but he seems like he's got that new generation vibe a little bit. He's got some of
he
that.
does, but he's been around forever. I mean, so he can't be like too young. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I was playing and everybody was digging on my tunes like that, I might wear some Jordans. Hell, I might wear some Reebok pumps. Just because why not? Dude?
I went through a stage where I bought a bunch of those Jordan shoes. Now I got too many of them. I swear I got 8 pair of them now. I'm like, what am I doing with all these?
Do you
You
have
know,
the one that has the purple streak in it from like back in the early mid '90s or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
I am so glad you brought that up. In the 90s, I know which one you're talking about. I wanted that so bad. My parents wouldn't buy it.
Me too.
And now I'm like, I went on eBay and I found it and I was like,
How much you
I
paying
didn't
for it,
get it though.
Scott? For real? Yeah, you did.
I didn't do it, man. I should have.
You're just saying
But
that because we're on recording. They're hidden
we're
somewhere in the
recording
vault.
it. I may buy them tonight though. I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
let me hold one when you get a second. With the street smarts, I'll borrow
I'll,
it and give it back. I swear.
I'll wear them to lunch whenever we go.
All right, dips and salsa, baby. So that was Knox's first concert. Was Toby Mac? That's pretty. That's a pretty cool one. Do you remember what your first one was?
Yeah, it was the Beach Boys. They played at the Brave Stadium. Does that
Oh,
count as a concert? That's not really a concert.
I don't know. That's
But I
the
mean, they
Beach
played after
Boys.
the Braves played. The Beach Boys rolled out on the field, and I acted like I was too cool to like it. Me and my cousin, oh, this sucks. But then I'll tell you real fast. I went somewhere. I don't know to get some food or something. I came back, and my cousin didn't know. My cousin Dr. didn't know he could see me. I
Mhm.
saw him singing along. He's like, good, 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 good vibrate. Like he's all singing. And then I sat down, he's like, this sucks, man. Yeah.
Trying to
Like,
be
dude,
too
I
cool.
saw you. Yeah. Now I love the Beach Boys. How about you? What was your first one?
I love the Beach Boys too. I don't know what my first one is. That's a good question. I'll tell you what I think my first one was, and we can debate whether it was my first concert or not. Okay.
All right.
All right. That's a long intro for this whatever. But so it's like 1989, 1990, and this band, I thought they were so cool, man. They would bump chest, and they were like all the girls liked them, and they had really
Wait,
catchy
they
songs.
bump chest together?
Oh yeah, on stage it was.
Can
like
I
their
guess?
shtick. Go ahead.
Can I guess?
Yeah,
Milli Vanilli.
Milli
Yes, I guessed
Vanilli.
it right.
Saw them.
You saw them live?
at the Superdome. Well, did I?
Well, yeah.
See what I'm
They were there
saying?
in the
Did I?
flesh.
Oh,
Oh, that's so cool. You went.
Oh, dude.
So
and
they were lip
everybody-
syncing the whole. Everybody lip syncs now, right?
and everybody loved them. Yeah, everybody uses backing tracks. I don't even know why it's that big of a controversy. They had live mics. I mean, but you know, it ruined their lives, ruined their careers. But back at that time, right around MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice time, man, Milli Vanilli was the jam. And
So you were
awesome.
singing like your heart out. You're like,
Blame it
yeah.
on the rain.
on the rain. How many hits do they have? That Blame It on the Rain. What's the next one? Don't forget my number, baby. Don't forget my number.
But you know what's
Yeah.
crazy? It's a recorded band there was two guys and there was a girl. There was always a girl in all those tracks. And I always wondered, I was like, where did that? They also had another one like, I'm gonna miss you.
Oh yeah.
Gonna miss my time.
Is there?
Man, they were good.
Oh, I can see you doing that. You were like, how old were you? 7, you said?
Yeah, okay. So I was born
6?
in 82, so I was 7, 8 years old somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, they were that was awesome. I thought it was cool.
Who in your family like that? Was your mom or dad like a big Milli Vanilli fan?
So I think that this is my parents were friends with another family, the Dietzels from Morgan City, Louisiana, and the kid, their son was Brian, and he was like 14 or 15. And I thought, 7 or 8, you think he's like super, super cool. And he liked Milli Vanilli, and my sister liked Milli Vanilli, and his sister. So we all went as a group and saw it. Yeah, it was cool. It wasn't like dragged along to the, which now Brian Wilson was one of my favorites, and I love the Beach Boys, but I could see
Me too. I love
how you
the
would
Beach
think they
Boys
weren't
now.
cool, back in the early 90s or whatever,
Yeah, because I was trying to find my own thing, and it was like my parents were dragging me to this thing.
And in all fairness, they sing kind of like girls. So, you were like,
oh yeah, man,
way too cool for this.
But now I love it. Yeah. I wonder, like the backing band of Milli Vanilli. If you're a true Milli Vanilli fan, you would follow them. Be like, nah, listen, here's the actual band.
I remember seeing the behind.
What if we had them on it? What if we had a podcast on them? Oh, you saw me. I love.
Oh, you know what? We could. Oh, you know what? I bet you. And I don't know for certain, but I wonder if we could get the singers, the actual singers that recorded the Milli Vanilli album.
That would be amazing.
Dude, we should try that.
Just talk to them. What are they called?
We can find out. I can go back and reference that behind the music. I guarantee you there's something
I have
there on them.
Every episode. I went on this full crazy obsession about collecting before YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you just find it on YouTube, but then back then I went on eBay and I would search eBay like every day to find people would sell DVDs like burnt copies of Behind the Music, and they would total bootleg. I have every single one of them now, and now I'm like, what do I do with all this crap? I'll show you a picture, man. This is just a wall of Behind the Music DVDs.
What you do?
I was obsessed.
We get a couple beverages. I'll get a Diet Pepsi, and you have your Miller Lite or
a diet Pepsi, Dr. Pepsi.
It's the choice of a new generation.
Yeah.
Trying to get some sponsors here, Scott. Come on. Get some popcorn, and we need a binge watch then, Jenks. Once we find a DVD player.
Could you imagine us trying? Yeah. Could you imagine trying to pump the show up and be like, oh, you're not going to guess who we got next? You're like, who? You remember Milli Vanilli? You got that guy that's still alive? Nah, man, even better. We got his little nephew's cousin's band, his backup band. We got the singer's brother's cousin on.
If anybody watches this, go back and listen to the Milli Vanilli record, and this is before auto-tune, and tell me they can't sing. Man, they were killing it.
Do you remember on Behind the Music? Speaking of that, do you remember when the two guys, Milli Vanilli, they were like, we can't sing, and they had the camera set up in the studio. It was so rough. He's like, girl, it's true.
True. Yeah, they had like some thick German accents or something.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie, because one guy, he's not around anymore. I don't know which guy he is, but the other guy, I sent him a couple of years ago. I tried to hit him up and be like, "We be on good company," and he said he didn't say anything.
No, he was probably like, I don't want to ever talk about Milli Vanilli ever again. It's too bad because they were great entertainers. They were good at it. And I mean, if the bar for being a professional musician is your ability to sing, then there's a lot of people in the music business that would be out of work. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? Like a lot of professionals who can't sing a note. And we're
that's
not going to
true.
call anybody out here, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Anyway.
Speaking of, have you ever heard Britney Spears sing "Happy Birthday"? She sang it on. Christy always talks about this, but she was on some kind of reality show, and Britney Spears was like, she was like, "Happy birthday!" Like it was. Christy always says that, man. It cracks me up every time.
No, was she trying to pull a Marilyn? Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe. Happy
Oh yes. Well, no, yeah, I'm not giving a good impression of her, but she was just trying to sing it, and it was not like it was wild. Yeah, but it does sound like Marilyn Monroe. That's
Well,
true.
but I know that she could sing because if you think what show were they on? Were they the Mickey Mouse Club? Her and Justin Timberlake.
Oh yes,
They were like
yes,
the new
yes. There
one
were
around the same
Christina
time.
Aguilera. Yeah,
Right. So you can't fake those either necessarily because I mean, I'm sure that they recorded in the studio and lip synced it or whatever, but you had to be able to sing at that point. You were hearing, those people's voices for the most part. There were some production tricks, but not like there are today.
that's
So yeah,
true.
she
Yeah.
can sing. Maybe she was just intoxicated. She looks like
Hey
she's
man, I'm sorry, man. Maybe
you know.
she's great. You know, it was funny. Do you remember Star Search?
Yeah.
So Ed McMahon, I think. But Justin Timberlake was on there, and he was full country man. He had the hat on. He's like, yeah.
It might be why he brought Chris Stapleton on.
Oh yeah, I like that song, man. And my son likes that too. That's a kind of a guilty pleasure.
Mm.
Um, Speaking of guilty pleasures, I've got a buddy named Garrett, and me and him text each other back and forth list all the time, our top five favorites. And last week was our top five guilty pleasure.
Mm.
Do you have something now you hit record? Do you have something that you are embarrassed to tell people you like? Because I got a bunch of them. Mine are so guilty that it's like I wouldn't say that out loud. Like it's real guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure's on another level. It ain't like it's like ooh.
Are we
It's
talking about are we
yeah.
talking about music specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember
You gotta say it now.
yeah, well, see, I love
We
music.
said Millie Vanilli concert, man. That's pretty,
Right
that's
around
up
that
there.
same
One of those.
time I had a Walkman and I mean, I had all the cheese from that time period. I I did quietly I copied my sister's New Kids on the Block tape
Yes.
because I didn't want the label. I didn't want it like how it had the print on there.
Oh
I
God,
didn't
I
want it.
love this.
Like, what do you listen to?
Yeah.
Oh, just whatever, something cool, like some.
Yeah.
I was listening to.
You were listening to it.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Listen, this is why we're friends. I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead, tell me what you got.
We were on vacation.
Mhm.
And we're on vacation in Florida, and we're at one of there's like a million shops, and they had this one place with all these shirts and beach towels and crap. And this is the same time New Kids on the Block were famous, right? In 1989, I guess, or around that time. And they had a New Kids on the Block beach towel. It was huge, right? And I looked at my mom. I said, "Mom, go get that towel. Just buy it." She's like, "Why? You like them?" I was like, "No, just buy it." And so I was totally down too. And then my mom still has it to this day, and she's like, "Look what Scott wanted when he was 9." Like this New Kids on the Block beach towel. I was total Vanilla Ice, dude. I remember I had that album. I wanted to. I was down. Look at my hair, man. Like I'm still trying to.
I was just about to
See?
say, man. I mean, you got that haircut back and it's stuck.
Do you remember when Jim Carrey made fun of him on In Living Color? Oh, it's good.
I
You get to
saw
look
that.
that up.
I saw a lot of Jim Carrey's on In Living Color after the fact. I guess I didn't watch it when I was little, or they tried to. But it's hilarious. Yeah, it's pretty
Dude,
hilarious.
my guilty pleasures, like I'll just go and say because I don't even care anymore. But man,
Tell me.
I had at one time I owned Wilson Phillips on cassette.
My
Amy,
sisters had that one, and I would just pretend like, oh, I'm so annoyed with this, but yeah, it was.
dude, that's great.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Amy Grant, Heart and Motion. I was like, I wanted a Nerf gun and Heart and Motion.
Well,
And now
listen,
I only yeah, anyway,
yeah, we're just doing this
metal
stuff.
podcast.
Just we're
Yeah.
just it's all cover. It's
So
all cover.
Jamie Josta has a show that he does on YouTube. Jamie Josta from Hatebreed. They're a soft rock band called Hatebreed. But anyway, he's got a show called Metal Dudes Doing Non-Metal Things. So it's like a bunch of tattooed guys, and they're at a park, like or they're planning stuff, and they're getting pedicures and doing stuff like that. It's pretty funny.
Don't know anybody that's gotten a pedicure with their friends. That's weird.
Me and you, yeah, buddy. That was awesome. With my son, it was just a weird
No,
setup.
Savannah was there. We went for Savannah.
Oh yeah,
right there you go.
okay. I was thinking it was Knox. You're right. It was Savannah. Yeah. Me and you, man. That was good. So tonight we're supposed to have a guest on, but he is not here. Nor was he here last week.
I don't know who you're talking about. What you talking about?
I don't either, man. I got 2 pages and questions and notes to ask him.
All right, pick a question all right, find a question on there that you can't identify as our guest and ask me it.
And okay, I will. I got one for you.
All right.
Okay. Now you're gonna be him without saying his name.
Yeah, right. And you're not gonna clue in who it is, but go ahead.
No. So what was it like the first time you met Korn and the Deftones? What was that like? Do you remember that? That was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's about right. I remember that they let me into the pit and I was headed to backstage. But then these other people said I didn't have the credentials, so they kicked me out. Then they put me back in. Oh wait, that's me. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, that's good.
That's security.
Turned into a roast.
Confused.
Hey, speaking of in real, man, me and you were backstage for Korn in real life.
That was a great time. And Ryan kept asking that. Remember they had this premier bodyguard that had been like a bodyguard for everybody. They're like, don't mess with him, he'll kill you.
Yes. And like, I do remember that. Yeah.
What up, dog? How you doing? And I was like, Ryan, shut up. Like, leave him alone. He's like, no, he's cool. He's like, no, seriously, guys, back up. I was like, Ryan, back up.
I know, Ryan, back up, dude. That whole day felt like a dream. I had Morgan Rose from Seven to spend the night at my house. Brian Welch from Korn. That the next day is playing a sold out, thing. And the next day we had lunch together in Morgan. Well, I followed Morgan. Me and Ryan followed Morgan, and you were there.
I was there. I had just driven back from Hilton Head, and I was there.
And that just seems like a dream. I'm like, could you tell me this when I was a kid? I wouldn't believe you. I mean, like here I'm with these rock stars, like, and I say rock stars, something corny, but these people I grew up listening to, and now I'm just hanging out with them casually backstage. And hey, that dude spent the night at my house. I've known him I've went to his shows for the last 20 years.
Yeah. Man, they were all super cool. They were really nice because I mean, you're spent. Like I wouldn't want to be that social and they were very gracious and very.
They were, man.
Very nice.
Did you go to lunch with us that day?
I did.
Did you go to lunch with us? Oh, you see,
I did.
That was awkward.
That was.
Well, the thing is, we eat, so it's like you guys want to eat dinner before the show. We're like, yes,
right.
So here we are. Ryan ordered 2 plates of food, and Rich Ward ordered at least and ate 2 plates of food. I'm filling up, and Rich Ward he ate avocado like dip or something. Like they ate the littlest amount of food possible.
But it was like they shared a guacamole between like 4 people.
Guacamole, that's what it was. Yes, dude. And I'm like on my 3rd burrito, like, hey.
But aren't they on some? Wasn't he doing intermittent fasting or something?
Yes, yeah.
So maybe it was just where he could just like have a bite of something, because I've been on a diet recently, and man, it's hell. Like waiting for your next, you're like, you can only eat every so many hours or whatever. When you get to that hour, you're like, give me everything.
I've started doing that too, man. Like I quit eating at like 6:30 or something, but I don't follow it that strict as you probably.
I've slacked off a good bit, but I dropped a lot of weight pretty quickly, which I know you can't
You
tell.
look good, man.
Oh, thank you very much. Just fishing for a little compliment.
Hey, do you remember when the funniest memory of when we were at lunch? Ryan ordered 2 plates, but didn't tell everybody he ordered 2 plates, and the waiter's all confused. He's like, "There's an extra plate. I don't know what to do with the extra plate." And Rich Ward's like, "Who would order an extra plate of food?" And Ryan's like, "It's me. It's right here. Just put it down. I'll eat it."
I know that we've mentioned him at least 3 times in this interview, but he is one of my favorite.
Ryan Spano. Yes, I'm gonna tag him whenever we post this.
That's right, Jesse's cousin. Oh, Ryan Spano. That's my boy.
Man. That's how we know each other. No, wait. That's how we know Ryan.
No,
That's
yeah,
how we know each other.
he was
so
my
funny.
Uber driver, and I was like, man, and we were gonna go see somebody play or something, and I was like, we need an Uber. It's gonna take for. I was like, no, bro, let me call that guy back. He was so cool.
He was amazing.
I want it to history. There you go.
I remember the first time I got in a when he drove us or drove me. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, drove us probably. He opened up his glove. He opened like some kind of door. His glove. What am I trying to say? Glove box or what is that?
The center
the
console.
Thing?
Yeah,
center console. Yeah, I'm like the glove door, the door that opens in the middle of the car. No, he had like every kind of shot known to man. He's like, "What do you guys need? I got everything." I'm like, we're high fiving each other, like, "Yes, this is amazing."
He's a hustler, man. He always had a side business for a side business, but I think we bought him out.
It all works out.
10 seconds.
Yes, dude. Yeah, dude. He's a nice guy, but at the very end of the night, he's gonna be like, "Hey, bro, just I got PayPal. I'm gonna send you a." I'm like, remember Ted Tuck said, "Hey, can you take me to the airport? But I want normal rates, not Scott Bowling rates." like
yeah. Then Ryan was like, "Yeah, sure, man, like 500, something like that." No,
yeah, just be 500. I interviewed the singer from Less Than Jake, Krista Makes. I'm sorry, I've thought about it in a while. And what's it? Krista Makes. Yes. So he's gonna miss his flight, and he lived close by. I don't know, it was North Carolina or somewhere kind of
right
around Georgia. And he's like, Ryan goes, "Hey, bro, I can drive you home if you want." And Chris makes like, "Yeah, if you're gonna drive me home, you're just gonna do that?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "No," because it ain't free.
Right. He's waiting to the end.
Yeah. It was, and he wasn't. I knew Ryan wasn't going to charge him. I knew the next day I was going to get a phone call.
That's right.
"Hey, bro, I took him home. bro."
And you're like,
"Here's that PayPal link." I'm just like, stop.
Oh, he's a good dude.
Anyway, man,
he's a good dude.
Well, dude, yeah, this is cool. You are you are my co-host, and we've already went through 100 problems of trying to fix all my issues with mics. And I'm surprised you didn't just quit. And we also, I like we also have things where you scratch your noggin, and I know you got a question.
That's
so
right.
That's good.
Oh, see right here. Yeah. People just think I have really bad dandruff, but I'm just trying to interject.
But your hair, though, really? So when you scratch your hair, it like looks normal. When I scratch my hair, it just goes nuts, man. I'm like Tommy Boy. Remember, he's like, "I don't know what to do." And his hair's like this high.
Yeah, they don't own a hairbrush, so it just kind of does this right there.
But we met at church. That's how we know each other. You used to play every instrument. I think you started on bass, and I played drums. Yeah, and then I was like, "You're killing on bass and drum. Thanks. You play everything." Yeah.
Thank you very much, Scott Bowling. I appreciate it. I'm okay. Not too bad.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
I got to hang out with a lot of good musicians, so a little bit of it rubbed off. That's been fun for me.
Yeah, the first time we hung, you've done great, man. And the first time I remember the first time I was like, "I love you," is when I had that "I love you" moments when you were talking to me, and then you just brought up Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell, and you're like, in that one episode, the episode 80, or I don't know, you like just started spinning out like this is what Kelly said this, and then Zach did this. I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna be friends."
We're best friends.
Yeah, those caffeine pills really did it in for Jesse.
Yeah, that's.
I'm so excited.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm so
I'm
scared.
so scared.
Zach. It was always confusing because when they would play reruns of that show, like they would come in and out of different plot lines. Like they just play, oh, we're playing Saved by the Bell. So all of a sudden, Jesse would be dating Zach. AC
Yes.
Slater's dating Kelly
AC
Kapowski. Then
Slater.
the next one, Zach's
Yeah, well,
dating
when she
Lisa. And then the other girl shows up. And it's like
yes.
so
Okay,
confusing.
the other girl. The other girl
Right.
shows up. You're like, what was her name? Terry or something? Like
She
she worked on
was,
cars or something.
but she had definitely hit puberty, and Zach Morris had not at that point. So it was just like, who's this, 24-year-old hanging out with this 12-year-old kid? Hey, I'm Zach Morris.
And Zach, man, you could tell he was like heavy on the hair dye, man. I mean, like you could just see the roots were black, and then he'd have this blonde hair, like,
I mean, he was probably a Vanilla Ice fan too. He just needed one of them cell phones.
oh yeah, dude, the brick phone.
That's pretty much
Yeah,
it. All right, Scott.
yeah.
Well,
All right, man. Thanks for doing this, man. Sorry, that